Detroit Tigers lose game 2 out of 3 game series against the Minnesota Twins 42. And this was a game heading into it you obviously feel really comfortable with because you had Tarik Skubal on the mound. And every time Skubal's on the mound, you feel confident because you know a majority of the time he's going to give you a really good performance. And unfortunately for the Tigers, this was not one of those times. Went 4 2/3 innings, allowed 4 earned runs. He was just really kind of battling runners on base passes throughout the night. He did a really good job the first couple innings. One inning specifically, he had a runner on first and second, 1 out, was able to get a strikeout and a flyout. He did a really good job of getting guys to a 2 strike count, and was able to get those guys out until the 5th inning. And I thought really the way the Twins batters battled throughout the night was really impressive, especially in the 5th inning. I thought they were able to not only protect the play when it got to 2 strikes, but they were able to get the bat on the ball and be able to get it in play. And obviously, 4 straight hits in the 5th inning was really kind of what ended things for Tarik Skubal. Obviously, gives up a big spot in the 5th inning. Unfortunately, wasn't able to close things out. But full on credit to the Twins hitters for kind of getting to him early, getting to him decently often in the 5th inning, and unfortunately that put the Tigers behind 4-0. And when you go behind 4-0, that is kind of a little bit difficult to come back from because this Tigers team, they do have moments where they have shown some offense, they've shown some ability to hit, but going down 4-0, like that's pretty difficult to do in baseball, especially when you have guys in this lineup that have struggled. You have a guy in Kevin McGonigle that I think is by far the best hitter that the Tigers have had this year, and he was the best hitter. He was the best player, in my opinion, for the Tigers last night. He had 2 RBIs last night, was really the only one to have an RBI. He's just a guy that really puts great at bats. Every single at bat, it seems like his ability to not only really work a strike zone, but really just the ability to just continue to give himself chances. And I really thought that that double he had in the 9th inning to give the Tigers a chance really shows that not only his ability to battle, but also his ability to get his bat on the ball. And that just golf swing that he had to really score Javi Baez was absolutely massive because at that point it was 4-1. Tigers really need to score a run. They needed to get an opportunity to tie this game. And he gave them exactly that. I thought McGonigle looked really good at the plate. I thought Torkelson looked really good at the plate for the Tigers as well. He's been kind of struggling throughout this year. I think he's been looking a little bit better. Javi Baez had a good game as well at the plate. Just overall, really the main factor of this game was not only the Tarik Skubal start, but you really have to give a ton of credit to Tage Balia as well. I thought Tage was absolutely phenomenal for the Twins. Went 6 1/3 innings, 1 earned run, 6 hits, 10 strikeouts. That's another big thing for the Tigers this year is that they continue to strike out quite a bit. And I think that in itself is obviously something that Scott Harris doesn't necessarily want too often. Scott Harris kind of wants guys that truly can battle, guys that can truly put the bat on the ball. And unfortunately, the Tigers have been striking out way too much recently. Obviously, Kevin McGonigle was his pick. That's kind of more of a play appearance that I think Scott Harris wants. But when you, again, go down 4-0, strike out 10 times, you have opportunities, especially when the Twins went to the bullpen. I think that was really the point where the Tigers maybe got a little bit more confidence because the Tigers started getting to the bullpen a little bit of this Twins because Bradley was just, like I said, spectacular, was able to throw strikes over and over and over again. Speaking of bullpen, I thought the Tigers bullpen was pretty good. Tyler Holton, I thought, was really good in this game for a little bit of a stretch. I thought Seabold struggled throwing strikes, had 1 walk, did have 2 strikeouts, but was able to get out of a jam later on in this game. And like I specifically mentioned, the Tigers had an opportunity to tie this game in the 9th inning. Obviously wasn't able to do so, but just unfortunate way for the Tigers to not only lose the series, they lost the first 2 games of the series, but just an unfortunate performance for Tarik Skubal. You'd really hope that he would be a little bit better, but in this type of weather, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more difficult. Unfortunately, just didn't go the Tigers' way. Now they're 4-7 on the year, and they need to be be able to get a win tonight against the Twins. They cannot get swept by the Twins. This is not really a great Twins team. I know it's really early. I know this is no sign for panic whatsoever, but just really, really difficult and frustrating series for the Tigers so far. And obviously, liking seeing guys like Kevin McGonigle play well, liking seeing guys like Spencer Torkelson starting to hit a little bit better. But the Tigers need a little bit more. Tigers need to win in Game 3. And obviously, once Game 3 takes place, I will talk about it. I'll recap it, stuff like that. But there's going to be a lot more Tigers content going forward. I'm really excited about that. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, please share this with friends, family as well. Any other Tigers fans as well. Going to try to grow that fan base that I have. But thanks for tuning in. Unfortunate loss for the Tigers last night, 42. Let's see if they bounce back tonight against the Twins.